Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So I want to talk about inspiration today. And inspiration means being inspired. It means creating inspiration, and it means being inspiration. So let's just start by receiving inspiration. So different people receive it in different ways. And for me, the download is it hits me in the gut and then whoosh, it goes right up into my chest and right down into my loins at the same time. And I feel it. It's an experience. It's nothing that I can even possibly describe to you because it's a total feeling for me. And I think where things become complicated is when I try to explain it or when I try to share that experience with somebody. And people are inspired in their own ways. So I've come to accept that. But often it still feels like there's something that I need to release it somehow. I need to this inspiration has hit me and I need to release it out into the world in some way, shape, or form. And I think that's where a lot of the different crafts and arts and making things have come for me because it's a way of self-expression. And a painting won't always do it. Sometimes a song will do it. Sometimes a piece of jewelry does it. Sometimes a doodle on a napkin will do it. But whatever it is that when it hits me, I need to move it out. Part of it is still there, will always be there, but the bulk of it has to move out because I need more room for more to come in. That makes sense. It's kind of like air, right? You can't just breathe in air and not breathe out air, right? Because if you do that, then you'll perish. So it's not going to work. And that's how I feel about inspiration. And so, but when I create something, I create it in such a way that it's a release for me, but I don't put an expectation of reaction for anybody else. I mean, yes, if you make something, hopefully other people like it or it speaks to them. But I don't sort of say, okay, this is what I was thinking. This is what it means. It's kind of more how it lands on you. Having said that, that there are lots of times when I've read an artist's statement or I've heard from a songwriter what they were thinking of as they were creating a piece, and it's landed either differently for me, or it's explained something that I was sort of grappling with, and so I do appreciate that having, but that's not how I create necessarily. I mean, I create just to empty myself of that inspiration and to create something else with it that will speak to somebody on whatever level they're at. So that's two of the aspects. Now the being inspiration, I don't know. I struggle with that a little bit because people's way of being can definitely be inspiring. You think about people like Mother Teresa, or you think about people like Nelson Mandela, or like Oprah, or like Wayne Dyer, and also there's gazillions of people out there who've inspired other people, and it's through their way of being, or it's the way that they're being now versus the way they were then, or there's some sort of you see in somebody else something that you like to have mirrored back to you, and those are the most beautiful ways of inspiring, of being inspiration, I guess, because the person can see themselves as they are in you, and so it's reflected back to them, or they see who they want to become. I'd like to be more philanthropic, and so I'm really drawn to person X, or I would love to be able to do more volunteer work, and so I'm drawn to the way that Mother Teresa gave her life to others, or like whatever it is for you, right? And yeah, so those are sort of the three types of inspiration. But the one main thing is that inspiration, regardless of its form, is an experience. And I hope that you just take that time to relish the experience. That's my musing for the day. Have a great one.